Hi guys, so Boris Johnson and the European Union have agreed a trade deal. Now the next step, of course, is for it to go to Parliament, and Parliament is going to be recalled for the 30th of December. They're going to sit and they're going to vote on this deal. Now, Keir Starmer has suggested in the past that he's going to support the government. I've said before that Boris Johnson probably won't have any troubles in getting this through Parliament because there are some Brexiteer MPs who are willing to rebel, the ERG in particular, although the ERG have come out on Christmas Eve and said that they are willing to support it. Some of them are complaining, some of them are saying that they're happy with the deal, others saying that they want to look at it in more detail. But Keir Starmer has said in the past that he will support a deal because the option on the table is a deal or no deal, and he has said that a no deal is unacceptable. So he has said that he will come out and support a deal. Now, he's going to explain what he's going to do, and I'll tell you why I disagree with what his approach is.
The choice facing Parliament, the choice facing Labour, is now whether to accept that deal or to reject it. The deal is a thin agreement. It does not provide adequate protections for British manufacturing, our financial services, creative industries, or workplace rights. It is not the deal that the government promised. Far from it. And there are serious questions about the government's preparedness for the new arrangements. As ever, leaving everything to the last minute has made it even more difficult for businesses to be ready. A better deal could have been negotiated. But I accept that that option has now gone. The chance for renegotiation is over. There are just two paths now left for our country: to move forward with a deal or without one. No deal is simply not an option. The social, economic and political consequences would be devastating. Jobs would be put at risk. Businesses would collapse. Investment would dry up. Our national security would be threatened. The disruption that we've seen at the port of Dover in recent days would be the tip of the iceberg. And the cumulative effect, on top of the worst recession of any major economy, would be unimaginable. Labour is against no deal, firmly and absolutely. And the British people would never forgive us if we enabled a no deal outcome. There are some that argue that Labour should be neutral on this issue, to abstain. I do not agree. Leadership is about taking the tough decisions in the national interest. It's about being a serious, responsible opposition, a government in waiting. This is the deal that Labour will inherit in 2024. It's something we will build on compared to the chaos of no deal. The public would expect a Labour government to make it work. And the EU would expect us to make it work and to use it to protect our shared interests, including, of course, the peace process in Northern Ireland. At a moment of such national significance, it is just not credible for Labour to be on the sidelines. And that's why I can say today that when this deal comes before Parliament, Labour will accept it and vote for it.
Now, I've said before that voting for this deal is not the best approach. Voting against the deal is not the best approach. Abstaining is not the best approach. So what is the best approach? For me personally, I'm not the Labour leader. I know Keir Starmer is the Labour leader. He has his own issues to deal with within the Labour Party. He's trying to hold many different factions together. For me, the best solution would be a free vote. Not for the Labour Party to whip And what I mean by whipping is convincing, forcing members of parliament to vote a particular way. This is what he's going to do. He's going to request that the members of parliament for the Labour Party vote for this deal. I think this is a mistake. I think he should leave it up as a free vote. He should actually allow the party itself to criticize the deal, say this is not a good deal, this is not protecting workers' rights, this is not protecting industry, this is just creating more chaos. We are against this deal because we could have gotten something better. This is not the deal that will save the UK. Membership was much better. This is not anything close to membership. So the party itself can criticize the deal. But what happens then is Keir Starmer turns around and says MPs have a free vote. Individual MPs can vote with their conscience. Now, there will be MPs who come from constituencies that voted leave, that voted remain, and those MPs can vote according to that. This gets the Labour Party off the hook, because later on, if Keir Starmer goes on to complain about how the deal was implemented, Boris Johnson will turn around and just say, well, you voted for it. If he votes against it and there are problems, Boris Johnson will turn around and say, you voted against the people. So allowing a free vote, I believe, is the best approach, because it allows you to criticize the deal, say that this deal is not going to work. This deal is going to create a lot of problems for ordinary people. We are not standing with the government. Because the problem, I think, for Keir Starmer is that when this thing all goes bad, and it will go bad, many people are going to lose their jobs. Many companies are going to close. There is uncertainty at the moment. This returns a bit of certainty, but this is not positive for the UK. This is the start of the end of the UK as a major power in the world. So supporting this, you're actually putting yourself in a position where you are supporting Boris Johnson. Supporting this deal is supporting Boris Johnson. You can't get away from that. Now, as I said before, voting against it, you will be blamed by Brexiteers for being anti-democratic. You'll be blamed by Boris Johnson for being anti-democratic, going against the will of the people. The best way through this, I believe, is allowing a free vote. Now, it's going to pass anyway. The majority of Labour MPs will support it because they know the alternative is a no deal and they're not going to vote for that. But it allows the Labour Party to say, look, we were against this, but we didn't vote against it. It allows you to get off the hook. And I don't mean this in a cynical way. I mean it in a way that protects you in the future. Because this is going to be damaging to the UK. And it'd be very difficult for Keir Starmer later on to say, Boris Johnson, look at what you have done. Because Johnson will just turn around and say, well, you voted for this as well. You told your party to vote for it. If you didn't like it, why didn't you tell them not to vote for it? And how does Keir Starmer respond to that? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think Keir Starmer should have done. Do you think he's doing the right thing? Do you think he's doing the wrong thing? As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?